Welcome to Pickleball CPR Coaching Pickleball Readiness Drilling Session. Today we will be working on individual skill wall practice drills without a net from various distances. This is Claudia Fontana with today's Pickleball CPR Chalk Talk session. In order to practice efficiently, find a wall with about an 8-foot space to hit against for comfortable lateral left or right movements. Having ample space behind you will benefit and optimize your practice for different distances. Using tape or chalk, mark your net target on the wall 36 inches from the floor. I even suggest to mark it an inch or two higher so you really can develop a solid feel of where placement shots should be. You can add squares, vertical lines, or other targets on the wall for additional skill practice development to make your drills more interesting. In this drill, you can perform the same skill at various distances from the wall. In this case, at 7, 10, or 15 feet. You can work from any distance of your choice. Starting at Zone C at the 7-foot line, deliver the ball to the wall and then prepare your body by being in the ready position to return in between each strike. With a firm grip, lift and push the ball with a forward force leading with the heel of your hand. Your paddle should be contacting the ball closer to the 5 to 6 o'clock position to lift and get it up. Also note spinning coming in from the ball and being added by you are variables to consider. Let's assume no spin in either case. Here's that physics and geometry lesson again. Paddle position contact force on the ball will depend on the distance you are to the net and the height of the bounce. Now bend your knees to help you get under the ball as you place the paddle under the ball's equator with a firm and purposeful push forward, directing the ball to your target by guiding it to the selected placement position with a solid finish or follow through. Be careful not to snap the wrist. It's more of a push lift from below the net tape line, so not to send it into the net or high into to your opponents. Keep the edge of your paddle face as parallel to the floor as possible. Note the pictures. The elephant hanging trunk between your legs look will only result in a lift up and possibly too high and then a kill shot right back at you. This will happen, but it's best to try and avoid this position if possible for better placement shots. The parallel paddle will not only be deceptive to what type of shot you will be returning, but will give you better control for placement shots. Continue to move back and work to hit your targets from the 10-foot distance. A little more force is required, but you will still be working on control and placement. You can push the ball to the wall for a drop shot or drive it with even a little more force and a solid follow-through. Your paddle should be contacting the ball closer to the 4 or 5 o'clock position as you want to hit under the ball to get it moving upward with a low to high swing plane. This also depends on where you are in relationship to the net or wall target, as well as what is your final goal, a drop shot or a hard drive. If it's a drop, you'll want to float it, and you'll need to be lower on the ball with minimal follow-through. If you're driving it, you may need to be higher on the ball with a consistent follow-through. Continue to note any spin variables coming at you, as well as what you may be putting on the ball yourself. Don't forget your backhand practice. Back it up one more time to Zone A to the 15-foot mark. You'll really have to push this with greater force to get it to the wall. I suggest a hard drive or serve to target to start the drill, then finish with a soft, controlled drop shot. Alternate and find the consistent feel of how much force it takes to get the ball to the target and how much of a softer feel it takes to drop it to your target on the next stroke. The paddle should be contacting the ball closer to the 3 to 4 o'clock position to hit it straighter to keep it lower to the net. Again, this depends a lot on force placed to the ball and your distance relationship to the net and what your ultimate goal is. Remember, take into account any added spin you may be applying. Be sure to work both forehand and backhand strokes. Now try hitting the various targets on the wall in succession or in a specific order for a more intense shot-controlled practice. You can do this from any distance on the court or playing area. Practice a serve, move to the bounce, and then return with a drop shot or dink shot. Hit those specific targets in succession. Make the drill work for you. Focus on playing the ball and not letting the ball play you. There are countless variables in every situation. Remember, get set before you hit and get your paddle under the ball's equator to lift it up. Move your feet into position. The sooner you get the paddle into position, the better your shot placement will most likely be. The amount of force you place in the ball will determine its rebounding distance. The more force, the more distance. Find the feel for you and squeeze that lemon to firm up the paddle rebounding resistance. This has been Coach Claudia with this session of Pickleball CPR Basic Drilling Chalk Talk with an individual no-net drill from various distances you can work on without a partner to improve your game. Wallpaper drills can be found on page 30 of the Pickleball CPR Drills Coaching Pickleball Readiness. To find more tips and pickleball information, get your hard copy and more drills like this in the convenient spiral-bound Pickleball CPR drill book for easy referencing. Go to www.pickleballcpr.com to get your copy and watch more of my Pickleball CPR drill videos. Or go to amazon.com and get your hard copy as well as an ebook version to carry with you as well. Paddle up and happy drilling.